A year or so ago, we got a toy guitar from the grandparents as present for our little daughter. It is a really sweet present, although I must say I have a special disliking for these kids' guitars. They are basically guitar-shaped toys for making noise, and every attempt to make them sound even just okay is doomed to fail. If a family gets one of these for playing and singing kid songs, then that will often end up as a disappointing experience for the parents and for the kids. The neck of the guitar is very short. This makes it impossible to tune the strings like a typical guitar, because the strings of the lowest notes will become too loose to produce any good tones. I wonder how that guitar could get its good ratings here, when all comments actually point that out. In addition, 6 strings on such a narrow neck are hard to press down correctly to play chords. Also, the guitar has only these simple knobs to tension and tune the strings, although they actually work, sort of. I have modified this guitar when we got it, and now it has 4 strings instead of 6. I did that by adding new grooves in the nut here and new holes in the bridge. I can now tune this guitar like a ukulele, and it actually sounds okay. I wanted to see how I can record audio from this guitar other than just using a microphone. Obviously, buying a pickup system for a toy guitar makes no sense, so I did what I always do and used junk parts in a way that they were never intended to. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Some theory first. How does a guitar actually work? A guitar string itself, when plucked, is quiet. It is the hollow wooden body that acts as a mechanical amplifier to create the high volume of an acoustic guitar. Here's the sketch of a slice of a guitar body. The string sits on a bridge that is attached to the front plate, which is made from thin wood. When the string vibrates, the bridge transfers these vibrations to the front plate, which moves up and down relative to the back. The volume of the hollow body changes from the vibrations, and the air inside the body is pushed back and forth through the hole. The resonance frequency of that air volume influences the sound a lot, and together with the unique resonance profile of the body, is responsible for the typical guitar sound. Okay, back to my toy ukulele. When I could pick up the differential movement between front plate and back plate, I should be able to capture the sound. So I went to my junk drawer and looked for possible items that can act as pickup, and I found this. A pair of children's headphones from our last flight. Headphones have little speaker capsules inside that can also work as microphone. When I place one of the headphone capsules on the guitar half over the hole, I can see a signal of about 60 mV peak to peak when I play. So the concept should work. To pick up the differential movement, I need to attach the capsules to the back of the guitar and connect the membranes to the front plate. I 3D printed a capsule holder and made a little wooden standoff that is glued into the back of the guitar. The 2 capsules are wired in series and connected to a 3.5mm jack in the back. The membranes of the capsules are very soft. When I touch the middle, I can see the plastic foil bending instead of the coil moving, so transferring vibrations to the membranes is tricky. I made small cones from paper to solve that problem. The cones have roughly the diameter of the coil and are glued to the membranes. A 3D printed bracket transfers the vibrations. It fits the size of the holder and is glued under the front plate of the guitar. I tapped the holes in the bracket M3 and screwed in small plastic rods that exactly touch the cones. However, when I checked the signal from that construction, it was weaker than expected, probably because the rods were too loose to transfer the vibrations. I removed them and glued small wood pieces directly into the holes and then to the cones. That connection was more rigid, and the signal from the pickup is now roughly 80 millivolts peak to peak. And that's actually enough to drive a guitar amplifier. I'm quite happy with that sound. Now that the concept works, I also wanted some distortion effects. I don't have an effect pedal, and my guitar amp here is not designed for overdrive. But I found this circuit in my junk box and used it to make a primitive guitar preamp. The circuit is a UTC 2025H based stereo amplifier, which used to be common in cheap radios and active speakers. I placed the circuit board in the housing of a broken LED lamp so that I can make use of the battery compartments. The circuit is pretty straightforward. My preamp has an input gain knob that also acts as on-off switch, and there's a 3-stage switch. In position 1, the amp uses only one channel to amplify the signal. In position 2, the output from channel 1 is connected to the input of channel 2 to create an overdrive effect. The signal from that second channel is then connected to the output. Position 3 does the same, but with a capacitor at the end that filters away the aggressive high tones. Alright, done. I wanted to make a little demo, but the high tones of the ukulele are still pretty screechy. I tuned the ukulele down for that reason, low enough so that I could still play decently clean tones. I tuned it to C5 sharp, F4 sharp, A4 sharp and D5 sharp and started playing.